Have you ever been in a meeting or on stage and dropped a line so clear, so powerful that it just landed? That's a mic drop moment. But here's the thing, those moments don't happen by accident. They come from clarity, intention, and conviction. That means crafting a message that will stick, say less and mean more, and lead with words that move people. In today's video, we're discussing how to create mic drop moments in your communication, whether you're leading a team, giving a talk, or sending a two-line email that hits harder than a novel. So, if you're ready to lead with clarity and leave people thinking, wow, they really just said that, then let's go ahead and get into it. Khary, from your perspective, what can people do to craft that message that sticks? I know you have some points that you want to go through, so let's go ahead and jump into those.
Well, thank you, my brother. There's four quick points that I want to lift up. And so the first one is that conviction is contagious. And when you believe in it, others will lean in. And so I'm taking a page out of a former boss that I had, and he confided in me once and told me that when he first got into that position, he was very rigid. And he thought that in order to build a polished and perfect persona, that other people would respect him. And so what he later realized was that it wasn't that perfect polished persona, but it was that authenticity and not the performance that really builds trust. And so when you're able to present yourself, flaws, mistakes, and all of that, it creates an opportunity for even better connection. And so I think a lot of that we can take to heart is that, hey, I don't have to be perfect to lead.
Yeah.
What I have to do is be who I am. And you can accept me for who I am, and you can accept my mistakes. You can accept my flaws. And I think we'll also be more willing to receive feedback as leaders. We'll also be in a better position to trust others, and others will trust us, respect us more when we're able to be who we really are. So,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important that leaders speak with conviction. So
mhm,
it's important to not hesitate or waffle. Own
that's
your
right.
message. Know who you are, and own that.
That's right.
Because the bottom line is if you don't believe it, no one else will either.
So my second point is craft with care. And so every word should carry weight. And what you should ask yourself is, does this move hearts, or is this just filling space? And so I think what the heart of this really comes to is be deliberate about what you choose to deliver, and use language that not only reflects who you are, but it enables power, it enables movement, it enables
Yeah.
momentum. And so you want this to also be thoughtful, meaningful. And people always have a whole thing about charisma and charismatic. Yeah, that's great, but the best leaders aren't often charismatic. They're great communicators, and part of that is providing those words that have that weight and gives meaning to what they're trying to say and how that meaning resonates with the audience. So make sure that when you're talking, that you're using those words that carry weight, and it allows for that impact for it to be felt by your audience.
I think you could also add to that that it's important to say less
Mm.
and mean more, because
Mhm.
the best leaders don't talk the most. They
Yes,
say what matters the most.
absolutely.
So I think it's important that when we're having those meetings or those discussions that, well, as they would say, you trim the fat, just
Cut it.
get direct. Yeah, get
Yes.
to the point.
That's
you know,
right. That's
I
right.
think, one of the things I could say to add to that is don't bury your key message. If
Yes.
it takes more than 3 minutes to get
Yes.
to the point, you've already lost your audience.
They're gone.
So,
Yes,
so
sir.
that's an important aspect there.
Yep. And then the third point is faith forward framing. So speak from your soul, not just your script. So a lot of times folks feel like they've got to stick to the script. They can't ad lib. And I think a lot of times most of those really meaningful messages that leaders convey is coming from the heart. It's not coming from a script. It's not coming from a speech writer. And
Yes.
that's where transformation happens. I think a lot of times beyond that polished delivery that presenters and speakers want to have, which is fine, but you need to move from the polished delivery into purposeful vulnerability. And so, really, what that means is just letting your values speak and allow your inner thoughts to convey to your audience. And I think that's where the power and that message will really reign true to your audience.
I think the thing that I could say there is that powerful communication uses vivid, emotional, or visual language. So
Yes,
you can avoid some of the filler words and replace that fluff with punch.
absolutely.
And be strong in your conviction when you're speaking.
And then my last point is that mic drop moments, they're not loud, they're lasting. And so those best lines echo long after you exit the room. So when you have that moment and you drop that mic and that message really resonates with your audience, it's really something that lingers. And so the goal really isn't about having a great applause. It's not about having a whole bunch of likes and impressions. It's really about the resonance that you leave with your audience. And so, a couple of quick thoughts about how you can do that when you're presenting. Think about how to leverage contrast or paradox to make a point stick. Something that I would use in terms of making sure that people understand where I'm going is that we don't need more noise. We need nuance. It's very simple. It's paradoxical. It has alliteration, which is always very helpful,
Yeah.
but it makes that point. And another one is you pause after you have your key line. That's a quintessential mic drop.
Yeah.
After you hit that point, just pause and let that audience let it marinate, let it sit in the room, let it just kind of
Yes.
fester there so the audience has time to absorb what you're saying. So those are some key points that'll allow you to have those mic drop moments. Ken, I don't know if you have anything else to add around that.
No, I think you covered it, and you hit the message that I was going to say, in
Yeah.
making sure that you kind of hit that punchline and
Yeah.
then pause, let that sink in,
Yes, sir.
and that what takes that gives a memorable moment that people can walk away with. So,
Absolutely.
to our audience, the next time you speak, whether it's to a person or to 100 people, remember this: your words have weight. Use
Absolutely.
them with clarity, deliver them with conviction, and then when the moment's right, drop the mic. So, if this video helped you level up your communication, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs help finding their voice. Drop your favorite mic drop quote in the comments. We would love to see what resonates with you. Kari, as always, I'm going to let you take us out with your inspirational affirmation.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. So I'm going to encourage everybody to again lead with love, laugh with grace, and lift someone up today. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, everybody. See you on the next one when we talk about invisible leadership, the power of quiet influence. Ciao for now.